Hey, are we on? I am playing with a new software, so please bear with me. Whoa, super close. Let's see. I think I got this down. Let me, yeah, let me. Let me double check. I'm in everything. Hey, hi you guys. Okay. I think I'm on. Does anybody want to leave me a comment so I can make sure I'm getting everything? This is my first live stream in so long. I want to make sure that I got everything. Let's see if I can see your comments. And I'm going to actually pull me up on my phone just to double, triple check I don't miss anything. Let's see. Perfect. Thank you, Armed in Aloha. I appreciate you. Okay. Well, what the heck am I doing? If you are new to this, I'm Stephanie David Kalawai-Anui. I am slowly crawling out of my COVID cave. I said it. I know it's been a really long time, and you have probably been out in the world, but since the pandemic, I have mastered everything like remote. And sorry, I'm like listening to myself right now. I hope there's no echoes. I've mastered everything remote, and my radius has been gas station, grocery store, home, and I think it's just time I interact. I just posted a podcast with Ren Jones, who is a women's expert menopause specialist, and he asked me a really potent question that I had not even asked myself, which is, how have I changed since the pandemic, since getting married, since having another child? And it made me realize that I've become so introverted. It's not a terrible thing, but there has to be balance in everything. So every Tuesday around this time, I will be doing an episode. The format is really, really simple. I'm going to provide one holistic health coaching hack in the event you are, on the juggle struggle of balancing professionally, personally, romantically, parenting, all the hats that we wear. And then I'm going to actually pull up a question. I have just been nerding out on a bunch of Facebook groups, interested in seeing what people are asking about health and wellness. And then I am going to go ahead and answer that generic question. They didn't ask me the question. It literally was like a random person who decided to ask this very specific question that is in my wheelhouse. And the question was posed to there's like thousands of people in this particular group that I'm just pulling from. So I'm going to talk about that. And then I'm going to let you know what I have up to. And that's it. So I'm going to move this to make sure there's any questions on here. You can see me. Okay. So holistic health question. No, let's do a tip. We are 2 weeks out of September from the health coaching world. We are 2 weeks away from the holiday season. It is a really difficult time. This month is really, really difficult for women in general, especially, or parents. But, if you are an entrepreneur, you might see a surge in more or less clients because basically everyone's going back to school. Parents are really trying to find their flow. You might feel, if you're an empath like me, you might sense people who are more emotional. There might be a sense two ways. there might be people checking out because they're so overwhelmed and you just don't connect with them. Or you might have people with this sense of urgency, like, oh shit, I have to get shit done before the end of the year. That's kind of what the behind the scenes of September feels and looks like in the wellness space. Um, my tip to anyone who is feeling like, oh my gosh, I have to get, or I want to feel like the end of the year feels good. I want something for myself. The holidays are coming. I am nervous. I would absolutely find from now, I'm looking at the calendar, from now until September 30th, I would already carve out a day where like you shut down everything if possible, or at least 2 hours. And I would just kind of audit and get gritty, meaning in those 2 hours, I'm going to look at my finances. I'm going to look at my house. Is there anything? Can I purge anything? Any type of donations? I'm not actually going to do it in those 2 hours, but I'm making a list. Okay. How are my finances? Let me just take a look so that I enter the holiday season really, really clear. You know, am I giving Christmas cards or am I going to give lavish gifts? Um, what do I have in my house? We just accumulate things, right, over the course of whatever. Just, but I have a note, you know, I have like boxes of donations for baby stuff and other stuff for my kid. I'm not necessarily going to do it, but I'd like to do it before the end of the year. And then what do I need? Like, again, not going to do anything, but before you go and give to everyone else, do you have at least a post-it of things that you need for yourself? That's what I would absolutely urge you to do, and what I would help my clients do before October 1st hits and all the Halloween candy, it's already there, but all the Halloween candy invades your house and all of that. So that's my tip. Here is, I'm getting fancy. Here is my question of the day, and it's not my question. So if you're like new, I'm hoping you guys see it. I pulled this random question from a Facebook group that is about health and wellness, and somebody just, you know, wanted random feedback, which is problematic in of itself. Okay. But I love the trust of Facebook group. I love that, you know, me living in the middle of the ocean, I can connect to the greater world. So I go back and forth, but this person asked thousands, millions of people, you know, recommendations for a good collagen supplement. I'm on a weight loss journey and want to minimize skin sagging due to loss of volume. So let's do the sandwich method. Positive feedback, and then end with my little step twist. I love that she said minimize skin sagging because it tells me this particular person is a bit realistic. Oftentimes when it comes to skin stuff, people are like, I want to, just unrealistic, right? I don't want stretch marks, or I want to stop stretch marks. And in truth, like the science of skin, although there's so many things out there, it is very, very simple, right? Skin sagging or stretching is a matter of the skin unable to keep up with the rapid growth or the rapid decrease in molecular cells due to fat shrinking. And you can't stop it. A lot of it has going to do with genetics. You know, if you're like figuring out like, how am I going to be, like, you're looking at your mother or father's skin, depending on, you know, your background, it might be a nice like sneak peek of to how your skin's going to be, but you can't stop the sagging skin. You could be genetically blessed. So I love that she said minimize, right? And it is a female. Now, the problem with good collagen supplement question is, before COVID, there was this like ramp up of collagen protein, right? We all know that collagen protein, or you may or may not know, collagen protein is not a complete protein, but it is a protein that has benefits and scientifically has been proven to have benefits to hair, skin, nails, as well as joints, as well as gut. And so it's really lovely in terms of using it, you know, for your regimen. Now, the problem with asking for a good collagen supplement is that it implies that there's one. And right now, there's a lot of companies that are coming out that are amazing, that, you know what? If I were her, I would revise this question to say, can you give me a list of reputable, data driven, science based supplements for collagen? Because it tells me that there's a variety of supplements. And in truth, there are more than one supplement company that's pretty great. What it's going to boil down to for most people that I've coached hundreds of people is how can, like, where does this person live? I live in Hawaii. I want things instantly. I don't have Amazon 2-day Prime. You know what I mean? And so if I ask for a multiple like variety of supplements, it's going to be, I as a consumer can be like, okay, like can I drive to it? Can I get it in 2 days from Amazon? And then is it a reoccurring subscription? Right. And then the flavor profile. The flavor profile is huge because a lot of the collagen protein in of itself is not tasty. If you had unflavored collagen protein, it's not wonderful. I highly recommend you blend it with some kind of fruit. But that's the other thing, is that if you only ask for one recommendation, you're kind of married to that brand. And so this is, again, this is my revision. I would just ask and tell this person, when asking questions, ask for a variety of brands. And then off the top of my head, if you want the answer to this question, I'm very, very biased. I'm going to let you know, I only really consider companies that have some type of third-party testing to make sure that whatever they say is in their tub, someone has tested it from unbiased opinion and they have that kind of stamp of approval. So Thorne has that. I have a Thorne store, again, completely transparent. Thorne is a great company. Vital Proteins is another one. It's been around for a very, very long time. I'm going to say those from the top of my head in terms of reputation, and like they've been around, they're the OGs. So that's my spiel. That's what you have. I would love to hear any type of thoughts you have. If you like this, if you hate this, I have tons of ideas, but every Tuesday around this time, I will be on, again, giving you a holistic health tip, answering a question of the day. If you're interested in working with me, this is kind of my store. I do one-on-one health consults for people who are just really, really lost or confused, or they don't want a coach. They just want direction and clarity because they're at a fork in the road and they're actually high performers. They want to go and do it. That's what I do. The other thing I do is I teach a meal planning course that makes meal planning and batch cooking way more simple. But overall, I'm committed to coming back and interacting with the public because it's been so long. And I have no idea who's out there, and I would love, love, love for you to give me feedback on this. I appreciate you. Thank you for tuning in, and I will see you next